Galactic Federation of Light Update, April 21, 2015. 7 Bats, 9 Kankan, 11 Ik. Selamajaran. We come at this time to inform you about what is currently happening in your reality. The dark oligarchy that is running your world is fading. Yet it still maintains points of power, which it is using to delay the transition to a new reality. The vital key to this is to manipulate the exchange of monies from one international bank to another. A consortium of several governments and a collection of pre-selected private banks mostly control this process. By narrowing what is acceptable, this consortium can delay or even prevent what can pass through this critical gateway. In this case, the series of transactions that enable the various loans and funds required to either provide you monies or even change governments can be interfered with, in some cases stopped or even stolen. These cruel tactics have either stalled or prevented the various promised prosperity programs to be put in a pre-delivery mode. Recently, certain agreements along with a number of key arrests caused panic among these oligarchs, as the threats from the international legal system seem to be bringing this vile scheme to a close. Arrests have so far been on several levels beneath the key oligarchs. Current legal cases are now forcing them to rethink these vile plots that have continually delayed these deliveries. Currently, a new way to circumvent these dark Kabbalists is being negotiated between the ancient families, ascended masters, and those involved in the ever-changing legal system. The leaders in this counter-process are the major BRICS nations and the legal team led by a number of extremely courageous individuals. Our assigned liaisons are making sure that a number of these steps are carefully coordinated between all affected parties. Our mutual goals are to create a new, transparent international banking system and a complete delivery of prosperity funds, along with the interim rise of new governance. The next step in any world filled with rising consciousness is to move from limited distribution of wealth to a mass-based prosperity. The cabal understands this and for too long has been allowed to carry on its bullying. You need to go quickly beyond money and putting artificial value on goods. Technology available to you has been sequestered simply because it can swiftly create these conditions. Once you move beyond the need for a limited economy and move into total abundance, the economic underpinnings of your global society become obsolete. What is then needed is a moral means to truly understand how each individual freely interacts with each other, and how such a society works. These things are to be covered by the 4 social laws and by the very nature of galactic society. The point that we make is that those who know how to move you and your societies forward realize what lies ahead. The dark is simply a very strong curmudgeon, using its last days to stall the inevitable. Once new governance is in place, disclosure can permit us to implement the divine plan given to us by heaven. This process then permits us to lend and allow our mentors to bring you up to speed on what full consciousness entails. Then, you can use the crystal light chambers to complete your transformation and end your long journey from the night back into day. This process is actually going to permit you to jump ahead by centuries, which such an evolution normally takes. You have this heavenly dispensation since you are ending a most unjustified plunge into limited consciousness, and Gaia needs your help. She is watching as her ecosystems shrink and transform. This process requires you quickly to return to your former full consciousness status. Hence, we were recruited by heaven to assist your ascended masters and the Agarthans. Know that you are a vital aspect of the Creator's divine plan. We are in divine service to this plan and were given a number of goals to accomplish when we arrived here. The first primal point is one of no direct interference. We were therefore obliged to gain the trust, confidence, and friendship of those who are now our earthly allies. This procedure took nearly 12 years to achieve. Presently, we understand well the difficulties of how this transformation is to happen. We simply ask for your continual positive support in what is a very sensitive series of matters. Blessings. We are your ascended masters. We arrive on this day with some very interesting news. The path to receiving your blessings is being cleared by our associates. These most gracious beings have used their resources and skills to forge agreements and alliances with both various ancient families and certain key nations. These blessed activities are an appropriate time, making it possible for a new, more transparent banking system to be manifested. We are grateful for their knowledge and their abilities to forge groups that are ready to bring you a very fair banking system and a means to finally deliver those trusts set up by us long ago. They tell us that we are getting very close to the actual deliveries of these funds. In addition, these funds are expected to provide the legal way to give you new governance. Meanwhile, we are told by heaven that a new wave of energies are permitting a whole host of preliminaries needed to prepare you for your ascension in your living crystal light chamber. As this procedure prepares to gain steam, we must advise you that a potential for bodily pain exists in your lower chakras. Be aware of this and be ready for what is in all probability now happening to you. Your numerous angelic body guardians are primarily doing this work. If at any time these pains seem overwhelming, please consult with your health and healing professionals. Your assigned medical teams are regulating your condition. They are to work with you up to a certain point. This is why we suggest the above. Nevertheless, be prepared to have your healthcare professionals slightly confused by what they see. Most of what is occurring is in essence, energy transfers. Such massive change is usually something which is foreign to them. Hence, be ready to ask anyone who does work with this type of processing to assist you. Additionally, be ready to call on us for needed assistance. All of these changes are part of a greater transformation instituted by heaven decades ago. Our part in this is to advise you, and when needed to help you in this process. Once many governments and their interference are disabled, we fully intend to appear widely in public, and bring comfort and healing to you. The public has been taught to disbelieve in our existence and to keep our appearances to a minimum. We need to be able to tend to and guide the people. Each of you is precious. You're here, and therefore encountering those changes mandated by heaven. Your limited consciousness bodies are fragile, and what is taking place can be somewhat of a shock to you. Be ever aware of this, and just know that much of what is happening to you is a mystery to most. Call upon us, dear ones, and know deep in your heart that you are truly loved by us. Today, we carried on with our weekly message. It is essential that you stay positive despite the constant feeling within you that either nothing is changing or else that somehow the coming social, economic or monetary changes cannot possibly happen. Overcome this disbelief and know that this realm is really changing. Know, dear ones, that the countless supply and never-ending prosperity of heaven are indeed yours. So be it. Selamat Gajan. Selamat Ya, Syrian for B1. And be enjoy. Channeled by Sheldon Neidel. www.paoweb.com